Welcome everyone to Foundation to Freedom Day 2, and today I want to talk about working backwards. Now, I know that might seem like a bit of a, strange kind of video title to go ahead and start with, but the reason why I say it is because I think so many traders, when they get into the industry, they think that they're in the position that they are, which in most businesses is great. And what I mean by that is like they think, I'm inexperienced, I don't know anything, I need to approach the markets with all this caution because I'm not sure on quite what I'm doing and I need to get a grasp on everything before I give it my best shot, and kind of take that like general business approach into trading. And like for myself, what I actually found was the biggest push forward in success and like progression was actually thinking that I'm already at the point that I want to be. So I'm already a funded trader, or I'm already receiving payouts off of a personal account that I'm able to withdraw every single month, whatever it might be. But like, you have to put yourself in that headspace as if you're already successful from day one. I think that's what so many inexperienced traders fail to kind of acknowledge, is like they start and they're like, right, I'm broke, I'm fresh to this, I know nothing, I need to be super cautious of what I'm doing, I need to be very conservative with my funds, I need to, which in some ways it can be great. Like I do recommend build the skill first of trading and then put it on like a paper trading account. Go ahead and actually practice that craft, or get yourself on like a good backtesting platform, FX Replay, TradeZella, whatever it might be, and build some data that you can say like, right, I've actually know I can do what I claim to do, and now I'm going to go and put that into the markets. And like, I know we touched on this in video 1 when we were talking about the vision and kind of where you have to position yourself as a trader, but I think it's more important to home in on the fact of like thinking of yourself as someone that's already successful. I guess that would be like an easy way to put it. There's no other way to kind of approach the markets when you're trying to be a successful trader. If you come into the markets and you already think like a smart investor, you already think like a smart trader, and you're kind of attacking your challenges like in a conservative way, you're not gambling them, and you're being rule disciplined and sticking to everything that you need to, and putting yourself in that mindset of like, right, I'm not trying to make a huge amount of money, or I'm not trying to start trading to make money. In fact, I'm trying to start trading to become a trader. I think that's where you can make a lot more success, because chasing the money in the beginning is just gonna end up putting you in big disaster. Like, I think many traders have done it. Many traders that have now found success have gone and done something like that, where we get into trading because we're like, right, we want to make money, which is great, but then chasing money in trading is just, you're just gambling. Like, you end up chasing more losses than you do chasing wins. So coming away from that mindset and starting day one of like, what would a really successful trader do, and how can I be a really successful trader by my actions that I carry out on like a day-to-day basis. So whether it be anything self-discipline, like you'll see so many podcasts, you'll see so many successful traders talking about how everything you do outside of trading will reflect who you become as a trader. So going to the gym, eating a good diet, taking self-care, having a good sleep schedule, like all of these things, if you dial those in first, your trading naturally will have like a self-reflection of those things. So I think it's very important to put yourself in a position in like every aspect of your life as if you're already a successful trader. Like if you remove the whole, okay, I'm gonna just like trade in bed today, or I can do it from here, so I'm going to do it from here, or whatever it might be. Like, put yourself out of that comfort zone. Go and be in a place where you don't necessarily want to be, but you know it's going to make you get the work done, and just do that. Like, sit at a table downstairs, separate from your comforting bedroom, as where your gaming setup is, or whatever it might be. Like, whatever you're trying to draw yourself away from in life, just separate yourself instantly from that thing and be like, right, that's my comfort, that's my life, that's my escape. I can have that when it's appropriate to do so, but this is like my focus. This is my trading, this is my lifestyle, this is my goals and ambition, this is what I want to focus and what I want to home in on. And I think the same goes for like if you're working a 9 to 5, if you're doing that stuff, like separate it. It's very easy to allow what you're doing in trading to kind of come into like your everyday. If you're at work, it's like easy to go and check the charts and try, trade during that, which is great. And obviously there is going to become a point when you have to find that sort of work and trading balance. But in the beginning, separate that, like create a schedule, allow yourself to focus on your work, your life, what you need to do at this side during this time period, and then separate, right, trading, skill set building, knowledge development, whatever it might be, over on this side, and have a set time for it. Because I've seen so many people that try go straight away for that, like work, trading, life balance and everything, and they try find a few hours for this and a few hours for that, and then, oh, you know, I've been caught up in life for the last like month, so I've not touched trading at all, or vice versa, and they're like, yeah, I've fallen behind in gym and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that because I'm so focused on trading. And it's like, actually, if you just assigned yourself a schedule, like a nice routine that you could stick to and you could follow, you will find so much more success. Even if it's just half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours on trading in the evening, and then everything else is about your lifestyle. That's 1 hour chipped away every day, as opposed to saying like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it kind of like when I can get to it, and we'll do it somewhere. Like, no, think backwards. That's why I called it the title of this video. Think backwards. Think as if you were already a successful trader. What would your routine look like? What would your life look like? And I think that's kind of like a quote unquote like homework task you could kind of set for yourself, is like, write down what would a successful trader do. Not necessarily a successful trader, but what would a successful individual do in their day-to-day? What would be their non-negotiables for the day? What would be their mandatory things that they must do every single day? And you can do that for personal things. So like I said, like I mentioned, like going to the gym, eating a good diet, getting a good sleep schedule, things like that. You can put that into a category, but you can also put the other side of like, okay, if I was a successful trader, what would that be? So back testing every single day, journaling the trades that I'm taking, having a paper trade environment set up alongside my trading to test new strategies in a real environment on a day-to-day basis, still performing that, you know, all of these things that you learn throughout this program and mentorship as we go ahead and like progress through it, that will teach you about what you would have to do in order to become a successful trader. Obviously, that's the whole point of this mentorship, is to make you a successful trader, to take you from foundation to freedom, and you'll learn those skill sets. But I think right now, even though it's so early days, it's important to write down what you think could be a good vision of where you can become in the future, and what you can kind of do within your trading and do within your personal life to become a successful, like what would that successful individual do? And I home back into that factor, because so many people get into trading, blow a load of money, go back to square one, don't want to do it again, aren't interested in restarting trading, and then they're like, right, I'll go on to the next thing. And then they have that whole mindset again, and they try it and they fail. And it's like, if you actually just look at trading and you dial into that and say, okay, if I was in 6 months time, 12 months time, 24 months time to be in this position that I desire, what would I have to be doing on a day-to-day basis? And then start implementing as many of those things that you can into your life now, and you'll see how much quicker you reach that point of success that you want to get to. Because there's no point trying to half-ass trading, because you can't. Like, there's no point trying to just say like, yep, I've learned a strategy, now I can go and trade the markets, I'll buy a bunch of funded accounts and I'll be successful. And I think that's like with the whole social media-esque around trading now, that's where so many people want to turn to and what so many people want to do, but it's not going to get you anywhere. Like, if you actually look at it, it's really not going to get you anywhere. 95% of traders fail before they've even made it, before they've even got a, you know, passed account, before they've even got to a payout. So you've got to be within that 5%, and you've got to really acknowledge what it takes to get into that 5% category. And being in that 5% isn't just chilling out and doing what everyone else is doing and hitting the nightclubs, going to the pubs and doing this, that and the other. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Like, you have to really acknowledge what you want to do and where you want to go and what you want to achieve, and then saying, if I was to have all of that already right now, what would I need to be doing? Okay, let's go and get as many of those things implemented in my life. And more so, it's not the fact of what you're doing a lot of the time, it's the fact of what you're not doing. Like, I'm not going to the clubs, I'm not getting drunk every weekend, I'm not wasting my time around useless social circles. It's what you're not doing, and then combined with what you're doing and those actionable steps that you're taking, and then what you're able to change the bad habits into as well, and then watching yourself kind of like evolve from that point. Because there's no point staying where you are as an individual to become a trader, because just who you are now likely isn't going to be the same version of yourself that you are when you become a successful and profitable trader. Because trading is going to teach you a lot. This journey is going to teach you a lot. It's going to make you very, very self-aware. It's going to make you very noticeable to your areas of weakness, and it's going to make you very susceptible to like nitpicking and trying to like grill yourself on a 24-hour basis to find out like, oh, why am I failing in the market? So why am I losing money? Why have I blown this account? Is down to mindset, and it's down to actions you're taking. And it's like, well, the reason why you're not a successful trader is because you missed 5 London sessions this week because you slept in. And it's like, there's your answer. Like, it's not anything to do with your trading, it's actually to do with your sleep schedule. So fix these other areas in your life, and then we can start looking at progressing into like the trading. That's kind of the way I can say it, is like, you have to fix everything. You know, no one's ever perfect, but you have to fix everything outside of your trading to become a successful trader. You then learn the skill of trading, you learn the skill of a mechanical model, you learn risk management, you learn finance, you learn all of this stuff that is sort of like more the statistical and data side of trading, and then you combine that with your emotions and your ability to handle a loss in the markets, your ability to take a win as a breeze and take a loss as a breeze and see them in exactly the same way. And that's what it's all about. It's all about you as a person and becoming a trader, and then having that skill of trading. And I know, like, I mention that so often, and to actually become a trader in this, you have to think backwards, see the vision, dial into everything externally, and like I say, become self-aware. So after this video, that's what I want you to do. I want you to like really look at what you're doing and say, what can I cut out? What can I change? What can I improve? And then in the next video, we're going to be getting into some more like trading stuff, and sort of going into, okay, let's now look at less of who you are as a person and more of what we can do with the skill set of trading, and then implement that into who you're going to become as a person. But yeah, my name's been Lewis. This has been day 2 of the Foundation to Freedom mentorship, and I'll catch you all in the next one.